It's Monday, June 19th, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video for you. I'm breaking down my favorite picks, plays of the day as we just try to make some money betting baseball. Now, listen, I hope everybody had a great Father's Day and spent some time with some family and friends and enjoyed some good food and just some good fellowship and hanging out. We did have a long weekend for baseball. I did not really bet anything this weekend, so, sometimes it's like that. We just got to take some days off. We just got to take some time to relax and reset. It's been a little bit of a rough week. This past week, we did not end off the week strong. We lost on the Astros Royals over. We did lose on the Nerfy as well. We lost on our two-team team. So because of that, I was like, let's just take some time off. Let's reset and let's come back this week and hit the ground on hard running. You can see our year-to-date record right here. But I promise you, we're still over 500, so that means we're going to turn this thing around. So let's get to it. And as always, make sure that you're liking and commenting and subscribing to the channel. So this way you guys can stay up to date on all the latest picks and videos that we're dropping out. So this way you can stay up to date on all the latest videos and picks that we're dropping so we can continue to grow our bankrolls together. Let's get into it. So my first best bet of the day, I'm headed over to the West Coast, and I've got a first 5 money line matchup here, and I'm taking the Padres on the first 5 money line. Best odds I've seen is probably around -115 on a few books. Now in this matchup, we have Michael Wacha on the mound for the Padres, and they're going against the Giants, who are going to a ball-playing game in this matchup. I think we're getting some value on the Padres here, considering the absolute brutal beating the Giants gave the Dodgers after sweeping them this past weekend. I mean, that was just an amazing series to see all that offense the Giants were able to strum up and stir. Now, truthfully, I think the line has given them a little bit too much value, especially against a Padres team that's streaking in the right direction. And Michael Wacha, in all seriousness, has been very, very impressive of late. He's been in great form, and I like his chances here. Over his last 2 starts against the Mariners and the Guardians, he's gone 12 innings, he's given up 6 hits and 0 earned runs. Granted, those starts were at home, where he is stronger at home than on the road, but if you take a look at his last road start, he actually faced the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, and this is when they had Aaron Judge and Rizzo in the lineup, and he went 7 innings. He gave up 5 hits, only 2 earned runs and 1 home run. So still a very, very solid outing there. Now, like I mentioned, the Giants offensive bats have been on fire of late. They've been in excellent form. They've won 7 straight games in a row, but that's why I really like this spot, because I think the book is giving us value. If the Giants did not win 7 games in a row and they're going the bullpen spot against Michael Wacha, a guy who hasn't given up any earned runs in the last 2 starts, this line would be -145, -150 higher for the Padres. So because of that, I think that's why we're getting this great value here. Like I said, if you look at it, the Padres have been silently been one of the best baseball teams of late, as they're playing their best baseball all year. They've won their last series against the Rays, which was the best team in the league, right? They've also won their last 3 series as well, winning 7 of their last 11 games. So they've been in excellent form. They're starting to get healthy. You see Machado back in the lineup, Tatis Jr. doing his thing, and I like this. I like this spot for them. Both teams had to travel back to San Fran yesterday, so there's really no advantage there. Both teams are in California. Both played in Southern California this past weekend. So again, they're both facing very similar scenarios, and because of that, I gotta go with the pitcher who's in better form, the starting pitcher of Michael Wacha, who's been very strong. And I think when you have a bullpen game, even though the Giants do have a pretty strong and decent bullpen, you're relying on 1 relief pitcher, 2 relief pitchers not to give up any runs. That's very tough here. So give me the Padres on the first 5 money line, as I think they can score 1 or 2 runs here, get us done and carried over here in the first 5. For my second best bet of the day, I'm looking at a player prop, and I'm taking Osvaldo Bido over 1.5 walks. Now, those odds are a little bit high at -155 on DraftKings, but listen, I've got to switch it up. I got to change it up a bit because I'm trying to find a winner at this point. We have not had a winning day in a few days here on the channel, so I got to turn it around, and I've got to get right, and this is one of the picks I think is going to give us an easy cash winner here. Why? Because, I mean, if you look at the numbers, all the numbers are saying that Bido is going to walk some guys. Now, he's making his second career start for the Pirates, and in his first career start, he actually faced the same Cubs team. He went 4 innings, he gave up 4 hits in that matchup, 1 earned run, and had 6 strikeouts, but also had 3 walks. And that's the biggest thing that I'm leaning into today, is the fact that Bido does give up a lot of walks. Now, I dove into his numbers a little bit deeper also in the minor leagues where he pitched in AAA Indianapolis this past year, and trust me, his walk numbers have always been high. It doesn't matter at what level of baseball he's pitched at, AAA, AA, major leagues, he's always walking a lot of guys. Now, you might want to take a look at his strikeout props as well, his under, but I really think the right play is on the walks. He's had 25 walks in 55 innings this this year at the minor league level. That's good for 4.23 walks per 9 innings. So that's basically telling you that he's, for about every 9 innings he's pitched, he's good for about 4 walks. We only need 2 walks today, and so if he goes 4 or 5 innings, I believe that he should be able to give us 2 walks. It also helps that the Cubs are one of the best teams in the majors in terms of drawing walks. They're 3rd in the majors, averaging just under 4 walks per game. So they're patient behind the plate. They're going to wait for the right pitches, and because of that, a guy who's struggling with his control like Beto, I think he should be able to give us 2 walks as long as he goes pretty late into the game. Now, if he gets knocked up and is out of the game in 1 or 2 innings, that's pretty hard to handicap as a general. That's why you might want to look at the under strikeouts. But like I said, he went over the strikeouts in this last matchup. So because of that, I really just want to lean on the walks because he struggled on every single level of baseball that we've seen him pitch so far with his control, and I don't think that's going to be any different today. So give me Osvaldo Beto over 1.5 walks as my second best bet of the day. For my third and final best bet of the day, I'm going with a 2-leg parlay, a 2-team steam. I'm going with the Reds and Rockies over 8.5 runs, and then I'm parlaying that with the Brewers and D-backs under 9.5 runs. That gets you to about plus 105 value or so, depending on where you get the odds at on your books. But let's dive into that first matchup. In the Reds and Rockies, we have 2 pitchers with really high ERAs who give up a bunch of runs, right? We've got Austin Gomber on the mound for the Rockies. He has a 7.29 ERA. And then we've got Williamson on the mound for the Reds, who has a 5.40 ERA. So we've seen a total of pretty high in this matchup. It's set at 10 already. And I just need a little bit underneath that. I just need 8.5 runs. And this game is played at Great American Ballpark where the Reds play. It's probably one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in all of baseball, up there with the Rockies Stadium. So because of that, I think a lot of runs will be scored today. Cincy's been calling up a lot of their prospects, and they've been balling out of late, especially De La Cruz, who's been doing awesome. And the others are just getting acclimated to the lineup, and as a result, the Reds are scoring a lot of runs lately, averaging 7 runs per game over their last 3 matchups. Even though the Rockies offense has slowed down a little bit as of late, I still like their fact to score a lot of runs today. They're averaging over 4 runs per game, and Williamson for the Reds has given up 10 runs over his last 2 starts. So we just need a few runs. Give me 5 runs from the Reds, give me 4 runs from the Rockies, vice versa. And like I said, the total is at 10, which I do like the over there as a single pick, but I think we should be able to get over 8.5 runs, as the ballpark and the pitchers are telling us that runs should be scored quickly and often in this matchup. And now in the second leg, I'm going the opposite way. Instead of taking the over, I'm just going to take a teased up under. And because we have a really great pitching matchup here with Corbin Burnes on the mound for the Brewers and Merrill Kelly on the mound for the D-backs. Now Burnes, he has a 3.44 ERA, while Kelly has a 3.04 ERA. And truthfully, Burnes has been in really great form of late. He's been finding his Cy Young stuff. He didn't start off the year that strong. He had a lot of walks, didn't have a great control, was giving up a lot of sharp contact, but now we're starting to see Corbin Burnes of late. He's starting to strike out a lot of batters, and he's just getting a lot more control over his pitchers. And truthfully, in his last start, he gave up 3 earned runs over 7 innings. That's what we love to see. And in the start before that, 0 earned runs over 6 innings. So that's what we really want to see, a pitcher in really great form. Merrill Kelly's been a little bit inconsistent. The thing I like to see with him is that he can pitch shutout baseball. He can keep those runs scored low, and he's faced some tough lineups lately. In his last matchup, against the Phillies, he went 6 innings. He gave up 3 earned runs, but in a 4-3 loss there. So this one would have went under there anyway. And then in the matchup before that, 3 earned runs against the Tigers and a win there. And then the matchup before that, 2 earned runs against the Braves. That's what I like to see. When you're facing strong lineups like the Phillies, like the Braves, like Boston, and you're able to keep them under 3 earned runs, that's something I really love to see. We have a low total in this matchup at 7.5 runs anyway. So because of that, let me just tease it up to 9.5 and take the under, as I think we have 2 pitchers in really good form who both had to travel into town as well, which I think can help keep the bats at bay a little bit. So because of that, let's take the under 9.5 runs in the Brewers Diamondbacks matchup. Let's parlay that with the over 8.5 runs in the Reds and Rockies matchup. 2 sets of games where I think runs should be scored and runs shouldn't be scored. Should make a good combination for us to be able to double our money as our final best bet of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. Hopefully we can get back on track. It's been a few days since we've had a winning day on the channel. And listen, it's not just me who's been struggling in baseball. I've been following a lot of handicappers, been looking at a lot of guys, and this has been a rough June for a lot of individuals, but this is how we bounce back. Take some time off, get our minds right, get our picks right, even take less picks sometimes if that's what it takes. Just find one winner, cash that winner, and walk away for the day. We're always trying to change it up. We went the player prop today. We're trying some over-unders today. Always trying to find out what works and what doesn't work, so this way we can always find a winning pick or two. As always, I can't wait to see some of the picks that you have, so make sure you click on that link in the bio below, where our Telegram group is active and running, going crazy. It is free right now. You want to take advantage of that before we move over to our paid Discord platform. And as always, I can't wait to see some of your picks and make some money together. Dictate your fate. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's make that bread and let's go. Later, y'all.